A lot of persons have raised voices concerning this. They have bemoaned this hike, a tariff hike. But they have not given a listening ear. They are turning a deaf ear so far. No one knows because the federal government has actually not come out to say, oh, we have heard your cry. We are taking it back. Just like people talked about the cyber security levy.
Yeah.
And they came up to say, we withdraw this.
Exactly.
All right. So we have not heard something of such from them. What do you think about the organized labor's request? And what do you think the federal government is going to do at this point that they've given them May 31, and it's just a few weeks from now?
I see it from the point of view of the fact that the government came in with a template already before this regime kicked off. And the template was that for there to be economic recovery, there has to be a reduction in subsidies. Get the point? So not just subsidy in petroleum resources also, but also subsidy in every other aspect of our economy. But be that as it may, we are used to the subsidy. It's like trying to wean a little child from breastfeeding. It's not going to be so easy at first, but with time, introduction of solid foods, the child begins to forget about breast milk.
It's not going to be easy for who? For the customers or the...
For the population, for the populace.
Okay.
For the population, definitely any move that is being done to remove any subsidy will not be taken with, it will not be taken lightly at any point in time.
So you think they are actually doing the right thing at the wrong time, or what are you trying to say? Make me understand.
They are doing the right thing at the right time. Even the IMF.
The right thing at the right time?
Yes, the IMF.
By increasing electricity tariff?
No, it wasn't increased. There was money that has been paid as subsidy by the government to subsidize the real amount that we are supposed to have been paying. We are supposed to have been paying so and so amount. And the federal government all the while has been paying a counterpart funding so that we pay the remaining. So they came in now and said, we are going to remove the money that we have been putting into the electricity tariff. They want that, okay, if electricity tariff is 100 naira per person, for instance, let's say band A is 100 naira per person, and the government comes in and pays 80 naira for everybody, and we are paying 20 naira. And the government now comes and says, we cannot continue this for the Christmas, and we are going to remove back the 80 naira that we have been paying for you all the while. The government did not increase the tariff. The government just removed the subsidy. And removal of that subsidy, going back to the 100 naira, which you are used to paying 20 naira, it's going to come as a shock.
So why, if that is the case, and then why is that organized labor now making it as a serious case, and why are they giving the federal government 31st of May to reverse it otherwise?
You know, the organized labor is behaving like a pampered child. They are not really rooted in reality. I mean, they just recently rejected the 100,000 naira.
That is what you think?
No, I mean, that is you know, when we appraise things, when we want to analyze some things, you have to look at what is possible and what is not really possible. It's not about emotions. Emotions don't rule the world. It's facts and figures and reality. That's what rules. So right now, in the real sense of it, if the labor is really asking for 600,000 naira for a cleaner in the civil service, you know it's not going to happen. It's not going to be possible. You get the point? And they have just rejected 100,000 naira minimum wage.
Is it 100,000 or 48?
There will be some review after the last walkout that they walked out, and some figures have been brought up, of which one of them was like 100,000 naira, and they are like, we are not even going to pay attention to that. And that's I want the best for the Nigerian worker. I want the best that is possible, but not at the detriment of the general public.
Well, you know, the last negotiation they had, just 2 days ago, and when they walked out, they said they are not taking 48,000. If it was 90, at least they would have considered out of 615,000. Coming up with 48,000 is what they will not take, because after they talked about removal of fuel subsidy, and then they talked about this electricity hike, and then they also talked about the food inflation in Nigeria, how difficult it is for a common man to survive in Nigeria. And they told the federal government to actually